Many thanks for staying with us. Let's move to Osun State now, where an 18-month-old baby boy abducted in Osogbo, the state capital, has been rescued by officers of the State Police Command. The infant was alleged to have been sold to the operator of an orphanage home in Olu town in Imo State. The Commissioner of Police, Fimion Adeoye, says the syndicate confessed to have sold about 6 babies abducted from different states across the country.
The 8th day of February 2018 will remain memorable in the minds of Mr. and Mrs. Afiz Abdulaziz as their only son was abducted. The couple, who are both fashion designers operating from the same location, Ojaoba, in the heart of Osogbo town, were approached by these suspects, Joy Isu and Sydney Nwoke, claiming to be a couple on the 7th of February. They appealed that Joy be taken as a fashion apprentice under Afiz Abdulaziz. Not suspecting any evil act from the so-called new apprentice, Kafayat asked that Joy keep an eye on her 18-month-old son while she picks up sewing materials stores away. But upon her return, both Joy and her son, Abdullahi, were nowhere to be found.
No, if you trust anybody again, I trust myself.
The police from Osun, in collaboration with Imo State Command, then swung into action, and the result? The syndicate, who had sold little Abdullahi for the sum of 800,000 naira in Imo State and renamed him Chukwuemeka, were apprehended.
Investigation has revealed that the sale of the baby was facilitated by Mr. Chike, Reverend Father Chike, who is also resident in Onitsha.
The suspected abductors, which include the 2 masterminds, parish priest, the operator of an orphanage home, and the woman who eventually bought little Abdullahi under the pretense of seeking for a male child to fulfill cultural belief, all explain their roles in the crime.
I do it to join my own 6 children. 4 is inside the, he did with a down man, my own, and that one that is near my village.
Then give us 200,000, say, because say the one trainer, this one na 450.
My husband is late. Then in Igbo land, the 6 girls will marry. Then I said, let me go for adoption, to adopt a boy, put inside them.
In my honesty, to assist the woman, I have no other intention than to help.
From the way we look at it, adoption is not selling of a child. I told them 750, and that 750 is being used to take care of all the necessary things.
After weeks of agony and pain, little Abdullahi Abdulaziz has been reunited with his parents. As investigation continues, observers are full of hope that members of the syndicate are brought to justice to serve as deterrent to others.
From Osun, we move to Anambra State, where a certain Rose Anene bounced back from a 35-year-long mental illness to the arms of her loved ones. This reunion is one of the fruits of the Caring Family Enhancement Initiative, a pet project of the wife of the state governor, Ebele Obiano. According to Mrs. Obiano, the initiative has successfully rehabilitated and reintegrated many others into society.
The Anene family of Umudioka community in Oka, Anambra State was agog with merriment as their long-lost mother of 35 years was brought home by the Anambra State Commissioner for Social Welfare, Children and Women Affairs, Mrs. Victoria Chikwelu. The governor's wife, Ebele Obiano, stormed the Integer mentally challenged home to felicitate with the inmates and to reunite 11 of them with their families, including Mrs. Anene, who happens to be her special friend.
I walk in to rebuild the fabric of the family. Thus, we feel highly elated at the landmark achievement of reuniting 11 of our inmates with their families, especially my dear sister, Mrs. Rose Anene.
Mrs. Obiano went further to empower Mrs. Anene with a sewing machine, clothes, and a stipend to start up.
For her passion, for her feelings for the needy and the poor, we are extremely happy. That is why we are very happy that they made it the second time.
After the reunion, the families look forward to living happily ever after, but not without an instructive message from the wife of the Anambra State Governor. Let's make the world a better place.
The National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons is expressing concern over the number of children in camps for displaced persons. The leader of the delegation of the commission expressed the worry while they visited a camp at Aganto Gate to donate relief materials to the over 24,000 people there. But the governor, Samuel Ortom, is not pleased that the help is coming long after it was sought.
These children file up, you'd think they're students, except on a closer look, you realize they're not, though they're still of school age. Their parents too are here, having been displaced by internal crises such as the clashes between farmers and herdsmen. Whatever their needs, food may no longer be on the list, at least for now, as the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons is bringing them food, healthcare and empowerment materials.
It is our wish that your stay today will not be a protracted one, that very soon you will be reintegrated in your very society. That is our mission here. Of major concern to us is our children here, who we know that are no longer going to school, and it is because I gathered here today governors to be, president to be, senators to be that are here.
Down here, the group moves to the government house where Governor Samuel Ortom frowns at the delay in response to the needs of these refugees.
2 months after a report has been made, a response is just coming in. But you can imagine over 10,000 refugees and over 160,000 IDPs. It's a big challenge. So you can see my lamentation. And I would have thought that those people, my whole program, I thought that within 2 weeks this program will be over and people will go back. But even as I talk to you, more of these herdsmen are coming in and taking over those villages and sending people away. So why should I not talk?
Among the many challenges of being kept in such camps as this could be, the future of these children whose education is left uncatered to is principal. Apart from food and shelter, which are very important, getting them back to the classrooms may just prevent the emergence of an army of idle minds.
The marriage of 2 siblings in Ekulobia, situated in Agwata local government area of Anambra State, has sparked off condemnation and thrown the community into confusion. The act has led to the traditional ruler calling for a total cleansing of the land, but this does not seem to be going well with the family members. Our special report tonight looks at this unprecedented event, which the community terms as a taboo. We'll have that in a moment, but to other stories now. The world population is rising and Nigeria's population is not left out. In 2050, Nigeria will be the 3rd largest country after India and China. This next report takes a look at ways in which rapid population growth is being checked in Bauchi State.
High growth in population brings about fierce competition on available resources, especially when governments can barely meet the demands of the current population size. In the last 50 years, Bauchi State population received significant boost and it keeps increasing rapidly. A population of 6.8 million people in 2015 is estimated to double by the year 2030, and by 2050 it may reach 26 million people if fertility rate remains high. Concerned with this possibility, the USAID and Health Policy, in collaboration with state and federal governments, launched a program in September 2017 known as the Bauchi State Resources for the awareness of population impacts on development in order to encourage child spacing.
Going by the last NHS survey that was conducted in 2013, Bauchi is actually 2% in terms of CPRS, the contraception prevalence rate.
Some cultural practices not rooted in religion prevents women from embracing child spacing methods. In this consultative meeting between clerics and journalists, organized by USAID, a greater understanding was reached on child spacing from the religious perspective.
The Christian religion is a religion that believes in the total well-being of man, which includes health, that is the physical and the spiritual, and we know the effect of constant pregnancy on the part of the woman. It has health effect.
This is a very, very great effort because for the first time journalists are coming to sit together with scholars so that the scholars will give their own perspectives from religious aspect of it, and then the journalists will be more informed in their programming and their news production and their news presentation and all other aspects of enlightening the general public.
Realizing the dangers of stretching facilities, state governments have made provisions in its budget for planned population growth.
We are the first in the country to have a budget line to the amount of 190 million in 2018 budget for just such spacing method. So this is a laudable feat. We are moving forward.
With efforts being made to improve social acceptance of childbirth spacing, which obviously has religious backing, health experts have also advised that child spacing improves the lives of mother and the child.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Arsenal eases past Watford 3-0 in the English Premier League, marking their first clean sheet in 12 league matches. That's on Sports News. Join us again.